They left it late, heartbreakingly late as it happens. Bristol City, magnificent to a man all night, were beaten by Sergio Aguero's header deep into stoppage time. Sergio Aguero rises to head Manchester City into the lead. The citizens celebrate after completing a comeback win. This brilliant game of ours can be so cruel sometimes. Pep needed his main man, turning to Aguero in the 70th minute when he could not find a way to win this first leg. The Argentinian delivered, steering Bernardo Silva's left-footed cross beyond Bristol City keeper Frank Fielding. Such a shame. Nobody, not even the great Pep, would have complained if Bristol City had protected a 1-1 draw at the Etihad. Bristol City were heartbroken after conceding in injury time. The championship side were hailed by the travelling fans. Pep Guardiola threw Sergio Aguero in to try and take a first leg lead. They dared to dream at the home of the big boys, and that, it must be said, is something special. Bristol City have a chance in the second leg at Ashton Gate, but it is a very slim one indeed. To score one goal, as little Bobby Reid did from the penalty spot, against a side with Manchester City's clout is impressive. To score at least two, to stop them powering into the Carabao Cup final against either Arsenal or Chelsea, will surely be beyond them. Still, they gave it a go here with a gutsy display. They took the lead when Reid scored from the spot, and then they dared to dream. Sometimes you have to sit still for a few moments and soak it all up. To look up at the sea of Bristol City faces celebrating in the south stand after Reid nonchalantly, confidently, tucked away his 44th minute penalty. Kevin De Bruyne fires Manchester City level. Belgian superstar Kevin De Bruyne continued his brilliant form. Bristol City celebrate Bobby Reid's penalty opener to see the legions of executives and corporate guests infiltrating every area at the main stand, celebrating wildly. Nobody could begrudge Bristol City this extraordinary moment, leaving this semi-final tantalizingly, fascinatingly poised. The Robins were rocking, all right. No matter how many hours he spent poring through the tapes of the way City go about the business, going into the interval with a half-time would not have figured too highly. Lead they did, with Reid scoring after John Stones took out Reid after a dreadful defensive mistake by Elliot Mangala. Watch the best goals from the FA Cup third-round matches. Reid, this tigerish, tricky little blighter doing all the running for City up front, put Bristol City in front. For there they dared to dream, covering every blade of grass, smashing into tackles and making goal-line clearances. That is the life of any player, let alone a championship club, coming up against this rampant City side. At that moment, when the ball rippled against the nylon in the Bravos netting, Bristol City believed. Bobby Reid kept his cool to put the Robins ahead after John Stones' foul. Aidan Flint heads Raheem Sterling's effort off the line. Sure, they made plenty of mistakes, rode their luck, dodged a few bullets during a haphazard first half. All that really mattered when Anthony Taylor whistled for halftime is that they were somehow in front. Credit to the championship side, they were well worth it. Joe Bryant, getting some change out of Danilo at fullback whenever he tore forward, had a couple of chances before the dramatic opener. Claudio Bravo poured one away after an uncharacteristic mistake by Kevin De Bruyne, and he fancied himself with a left-footed effort 4 minutes before the break. Manchester City stars, including Sergio Aguero, tried to overcome the odds by controlling a rugby ball dropped from a great height. They got the penalty when the doofus Mangala did it, allowing Josh Brown to pickpocket the City defender and put Reid in. When Stones went to ground, Pep turned away before the referee had even signalled for a penalty. What happened next goes down in Bristol City folklore. Pep's side, surviving penalty shootouts against Wolves and Leicester in the previous 2 rounds, were well below par. Frank Fielding tipped a couple of De Bruyne's curlers over the bar in the first half, and Raheem Sterling should have had more conviction around the 18-yard box. Sterling was convinced he was about to equalise at the end of the first half, but central defender Aidan Flint bravely headed over the bar. Elliot Mangala throws himself at a header. John Stones brings down Bobby Reid in the box. There was more to come after the break, with Leroy Sane skewing a left-footed effort wide and Fielding saving well from Sterling. It turned into a bombardment. De Bruyne got the equaliser, allowed to ferry the ball from one half of the pitch to the other before exchanging passes with Sterling. The 56th minute finish, as usual, was crisp. He is a marked man out there, with Flint and Bryan both tag-teaming in the second half with some clumsy challenges. Flint, Brown and Corey Smith, hero against United in the last round, were all booked in a chaotic 3-minute spell in the second half. Beyond that, they regained the composure, keeping the cool to smother City's attacks before they sent for Sergio Aguero. That was the game-changer, with Aguero's class telling when he eluded Bristol City's defence to score the winner. When that happened, he broke the hearts of the brilliant travelling fans. Manchester City star Gabriel Jesus keeps fit on rowing machine with his damaged knee still in a brace.